Welcome to the vlog, friends. Come with us for a Christmas trip to Disney World in Florida. I'm Kitty and I'll be making this trip with Poppy the cat and special guest Steve today. Poppy has her Virgin Mickey ears on to celebrate, as today we are flying upper class on Virgin from Heathrow. Taxi's here! Once you get to Heathrow, there's a ramp taking you to upper. From the outside, it just looks like a car park. When you actually get to the door, it looks a lot like the Savoy Hotel in London. So very, very smart. Okay everyone, let's go. We've got through security, so let's just do a little bit of shopping and then we're going to head to the upper class lounge. If you look closely, you can see me break into a little run there when I see something exciting. I'm absolutely obsessed with this brand, but I'm also a cheapskate actor, so I only get it when it's free, which normally is when I'm flying Qatar Airlines if I'm going to somewhere like Singapore or Malaysia. They give out the best goodie bags on those flights. Totally recommend. One thing I would say about duty free is if it's something that you're thinking about doing, have a look in advance, go on the website, see if you can get discounts. Heathrow have like a rewards card, for example, and you can sometimes get a 10 or 15% discount just for signing up. But do your research for things like makeup. If you have a brand that you use all the time, see how much it is in the shops locally and see if there are any specials coming up or on their websites, because just because it's duty free does not mean it's cheaper. Quite a lot of the time it's the exact opposite. Alcohol, for example, is very often cheaper if you just go to a local supermarket. So just do a little bit of homework before you indulge. Obviously, if you've left something behind, you're just going to need to pay. But yeah, don't get ripped off. Today's Clubhouse will be the Virgin Atlantic Clubhouse. Let's see go. big shout out at this point to the lovely Steve, who is my personal cameraman for the trip. I just thought it would be fun to do a vlog where you're not constantly looking up my nose from a selfie angle all the time. Enjoy. bathrooms look like in the upper class lounge. You've got mosaic tile walls, you've got little towels to dry your hands, some really nice lotions and potions, sink, full-length mirror, and obviously a bathroom. So we've got quite a little while to wait now. We sped through security, so I just thought, let's go for a little wander around together. We're in the chill out zone at the moment, wandering up towards the kind of food and drink area. Little Virgin Voyages cruise ship right there. Been on one of those, going on another one quite soon. The lounge is like kind of zones. So you've got a chill out zone, you've got a zone with Peloton bikes if you feel that way inclined before you get on a plane. I don't think I've ever wanted to go and do exercise before getting on a plane, but hey. You've got sort of varying seating areas. You've got some down at the front with really comfy couches. You've got free magazines that you can take in various languages as well. They're not all in English. It doesn't have a buffet like a traditional restaurant or lounge in an airport. It does have a kind of counter service, so you can go up and kind of pick what you want, including things like ice creams. But mainly it's all done by QR code, and they have a pretty good, if not extensive menu, and it's really, really good food. It's made fresh for you. You can have as much as you like or as little as you like. They cater for allergies. It's just a really nice place to be. It's very rarely super crowded, and you can pretty much have whatever it is you want to eat. So where a lot of the lounges I've been in recently, the selection's awful. It tends to just be rolls and rice, and that's about it. Whereas here, it's much more like a restaurant. There's a bar down at the front as well. That's a completely open bar as well. So everything is completely included when you've got an upper ticket, and it's just lovely. And the staff are lovely. Scan this code on your screen now. You should be able to see the menu. We had the chips. I think we had tried a little bit of fish as well. We had a mint mojito, and Steve had a mango cocktail. But yeah, it's great food. Totally would suggest that you try it one day if you get the opportunity. So it's starting to get a bit hot and stuffy. We've just had a hot meal and I'm wearing too many layers of clothing. So I thought, let's go up to the rooftop and just get a bit of fresh air and see what's going on up out there today. Having some fun in the sun. The sugar I ate just now absolutely killed me, so I've come outside for some fresh air before I have to go on the plane for 10 hours, and the sunshine is absolutely stunning. This garden's lovely. It's only tiny. It's got astroturf. It looks a bit like some of the places sometimes that you take dogs in hotels when they need to go and relieve themselves, but it's a really nice touch. It's only tiny, but it's good enough if you just need some fresh air and a bit of sunshine. It's just upstairs, so if you're ever in the lounge, just head on to the upstairs part and you'll find it easily enough. You can see behind me there a ton of Virgin Atlantic planes. I don't know which one's ours, but we'll find out. Got to the boarding area now and walking with purpose towards the priority boarding. But would you check out some of these people having a good old stare? Look at these two. What are they looking at? Do I look like that much of a freak show, people? Tell me in the comments. So once you take off, one of the first things I love to do is have a look at the menus. In Upper, it's quite nice actually, because although they do suggest serving times that they will have, pretty much once you're up in the air and the crew can prepare things, you can do things in any order you want. So if you want to have afternoon tea at 10 a.m, then you absolutely can, although if you've just been in the lounge you probably won't want to, but you can ask, and you can eat as much as you like. It isn't, you can only have one thing, you can have as much as you want. And people like me, I don't really eat much on a plane. I don't know what it does to my tummy. I don't feel sick or anything, but I just don't ever really want to eat much. And the crew, bless them, tend to get quite worried about that and think that they've done something wrong, or they keep trying to feed you. And they're actually really sweet as well. I was feeling quite ill one time and they got me some crew food, because all I thought I could eat was just something like a really basic sandwich. And they went into the crew quarters and got me one, which was so lovely.
Belt is securely fastened. If it isn't, push the two ends together until they click. An airbag attached. Make sure it's not twisted.
There's a light and a whistle to attract attention.
Not firmly on the floor, slightly under your seat. Place one hand over the other on the back of your head. Bend forward, elbows outside your knees.
So this is an AirFly. It's a little gadget I travel everywhere with. It's kind of like a little Bluetooth device. You plug it in and it means I can use my own headphones instead of the airline ones, because the airline ones can be a little bit sketchy. So if you want to bring your own headphones, also bring an AirFly or something like an AirFly. They're not very expensive. I think mine was about £25 or something like that on Amazon. So I went for the tortellini for lunch. It was 3 big pieces and I couldn't finish it, but I totally give it 4 out of 5. It was really yummy. It was completely freshly prepared to order, and although they're really tasty, I did skip dessert today. Medically, I can't actually eat a lot at any one time. I can have about 200 grams, which is kind of like half a can of Coke's worth of food, and then maybe every 2 hours I can eat a bit more. So I like to just nibble my way through the flights. So it's like a tasting menu really, but the tortellini was awesome and I would totally recommend it if you get the chance to try it. So we safely landed and we're off the plane, and we are heading in towards the main Concorde now. So the Florida smell smacks you in the face as soon as you get off the plane. It's beautiful. It's soft and warm and it smells like a garden after you mow the lawn, but it's mixed in with like plane fuel as well. One of the first jobs is to go through security, which is obviously tons of fun. It's a bit boring. You definitely cannot film in it. There are dogs everywhere, so don't think about doing anything silly, including bringing fresh food in. Don't do that. But then once you're through all of that shenanigans, you get straight onto the monorail, which is your first ride of the trip if you're a theme park person. It takes about 2 minutes and you come out into the main hub in the original terminal, unless you flew into Terminal C, in which case, different terminal. The original terminal gives you access to multiple levels. You can pick up what you need for car hire, you can get the resort bus services, you can get taxis, Ubers, ride shares, that kind of thing. The bus is great, the bus that takes you straight to the resorts. It's about $35 return, I think. This time we are going to get a taxi just because we've got so much stuff, so we've booked an Uber. It does cost about twice as much for 2 adults, but on the other hand we'll be at Pop Century in about 45 minutes instead of conservatively an hour and a half, although the drive is the same by the time you get there and you wait for other people and you go to 2 other hotels. It's just quicker to get a taxi sometimes as a treat. So we're in the taxi and off we go. I am so happy to be back at Pop. It's such a brilliant hotel. It's so colourful, it's so fab, so much to look at, so much to take in. I have got no need to check in, but I do have some parcels to collect. As per usual, I have been shopping in advance. So while I go get in line to get my parcels, Miss Poppy is going to do some exploring of her first Christmas tree of the trip. So I got my stuff, but it's quite a lot of stuff. So this lovely gentleman is taking it to our room, and while he does that, we are going to go in and get something to eat and just have a little wander around. Finally here, and it's finally time to eat. So the main restaurant in Pop, like the other value resorts, is a quick serve, which basically translates as a sort of canteen style offering, like kind of fast food, but there is good food too. There's a lot to choose from, and you can order ahead on the app. It doesn't have absolutely everything that they have if you're there in person, but it has enough to choose from. It's a mix of hot food, cold food, there's a chilled section, there's sandwiches, there's snacks. If you're British, just to clarify, an entree is actually American for a main meal, not a starter. You can also grab your resort mug here, which is a refillable mug for hot and cold drinks that works in any resorts. It does not work in the parks. It lasts for 3 weeks if you're here for that long, and that's around $21. So it is unlimited hot and cold drinks, which is pretty good value. Certainly if you're someone that would buy a coffee every morning or buy a Coke every night or hot chocolate or whatever, then you're going to save money if you're staying for more than a week. It's probably good to know though that there is actually a coffee maker in your room which has, I think, very nice coffee. Is Joffrey's Coffee, and also there is a microwave and a toaster available in the main restaurant area. So if you wanted to, you could either go around to the shop, and they've got a limited selection, but they've got things like bagels around there which are cheaper than if you buy them in the restaurant, or you could have a delivery, or you could go out, you could drive out or get an Uber out and go to a supermarket, bring your own food back. And if you just want something simple, it's, I think, there for baby food, but other people can use it too. It's also great if you've got leftovers. For example, they do pizza slices here that are the size of a planet. If you buy an entire pizza, it's actually better value for money, but you are going to have a lot left over unless there are 5 of you, and you can reheat it in the microwave later. But yes, if you're taking out and you want to take back to your room, just tell them that you're taking out and ask them for a plate topper so that your stuff isn't cold by the time you get back to your room. You can also take as much cutlery as you need. There's things like sauces and salts and all of that kind of stuff, just as you're exiting, napkins and that kind of stuff. So you could get some basics from there, top it up with stuff you already bought, kind of make a picnic for yourself and just pick and choose. You're not obliged to spend $30 per person every single day, or every single meal really, if you don't want to. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the view from our room. For once, it's not a car park, which is amazing. I can see Roger Rabbit, I can see Rubik's Cubes, I can see Pac-Man. I'm currently behind a giant table football guy, and I'm heading back into the main building because we just got here, which is fantastic, and we've got some hot food, which is also awesome, and I managed to get some salmon, which is brilliant because I'm dying for some protein. I've been living on carbohydrate all day. Unfortunately, I forgot to pick up knives and forks, so I'm heading back, and also my magic band and my phone are not working as door keys, but luckily Steve was with me this time, so I wasn't practical to still get into my room. So I'm going to go sort that out, and then head on back and just enjoy the resort something. Hot Century at night with a fantastic Roger Rabbit. Pool's still open. It's almost 10 p.m. We made a really, really good time getting here because we ended up getting an Uber. Oh look, I wanted to do this. I wanted to decorate our room window, but I was too lazy and I didn't buy all the things I needed. But that's okay. When I come back, maybe in February, I will do a Valentine's theme. And if not that, then an early Easter bunny. Poppy will definitely have Easter bunny outfits. I can see Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head right there. Oh, there's some people leaving, that's sad. For them. I'm probably going in completely the wrong direction. I had this problem before at Pop Century. Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, right there. Let's go around and say hey. Giant Rubik's Cube. Let's see. actually say where I am on the map. Oh, yes it does. There we go. I am here. And I want to be here. 2-second walk. And I'm at reception. So just heading back to my room. Hopefully for the last time this evening. It's been a really long day. Been up since 6 a.m. UK time, and it's now 10 p.m. US time, so that's what, 4 a.m. So I'm starting to trip up quite a lot now and bump into things and drop stuff, so I think I need to go to bed. So I am going to close today's travel vlog here, head back to the giant Rubik's Cube, go find Mr. Harrison. Got a Mickey ice cream sandwich, which I know I won't eat all of it, but I'm gonna have a good old try. And then hopefully wake up feeling fresh as a daisy in the morning and get ready to go to Magic Kingdom, because I really want to get there to go back on the trolley car that I did before. So I'm going to say good evening, and I will see you tomorrow for Magic Kingdom in the morning and Epcot with Epcot fireworks in the evening. So good night from Disney. Thank you so much for getting this far in the video. Please do like and subscribe if you can, and follow us on Instagram to see all of Poppy's Disney inspired outfits and her ears as well, inspired by our travels together. We wish you were here, but until you can be, we will see you in the next video for Christmas Day 1 in the Magic Kingdom. Bye!